Why, hello! It is your resident internet nerd, your skincare big sister, here to lightheartedly talk about what life would be like if skincare influencers were products, specifically steps in a skincare routine. You know that I am obsessed with the internet, specifically skincare YouTube, and there are just certain people who remind me of products, whether it's their personality or things they like. And I was cleaning out my bathroom, literally looking at all my products and thinking to myself, what if these were all little people? Wouldn't that be fun? And then I got to thinking, wait, what if they were skincare influencers that could live in my bathroom and like Dr. Dray could give me skincare tips when I'm putting on my sunscreen in the morning, right? And that just turned into me thinking about which skincare influencer would be which product in a routine. So I have built a skinfluencer routine for you. The first step of a good skincare routine is a makeup removing balm, and for me that is Leah Yu. She was one of the first skincare influencers that I ever really started watching. She is gentle, she is aesthetic, she gets the job done, and when you think about it, a makeup removing balm, it kind of cleanses the skin, cleanses the palette the way her personality and content does, and it prepares the skin for everything that's going to come next. If you don't remove makeup off your skin, there's a bunch of gunk stuck on there, your other products aren't gonna work. And with Leah Yu, her content is so informational, her personality is so infectious, she's so intelligent and down to earth and lighthearted and just very gentle, which is also what we expect from a makeup cleansing balm. She's got great information and she prepares you for what's next, which happens to be a regular cleanser. Now here's the thing about cleansers. They look basic, but they're actually extraordinarily complex, and there's a lot of myths surrounding them, right? Like, are parabens good or bad? Or do you need a foaming cleanser? Or should you avoid sulfates? What if you have oily skin? What if you have dry skin? And there is no better person that represents a personified cleanser in human form, Michelle from Lab Muffin Beauty Science. She breaks down myths in skincare. She has a chemistry PhD. Again, people kind of look at her channel and they're like, ooh, chemistry, boring, not gonna watch it. And then you dive in and you realize there is so much depth there. There are so many complexities, and she breaks it down in a digestible or absorbable way. You see what I see? Absorbable, because skin absorbs things. See what I did there? Michelle would be a cleanser because she breaks down those myths around parabens and sulfates, etc. She explains how the chemistry actually works, and she empowers people to take care of their skin because, yes, did you know that cleansers are one of the only 2 products that you actually need in a skincare routine? And there's no one better than an Australian chemistry PhD to teach us that on the internet. And then we get into the essence and toners, and can you guess who would be the personified version of an essence and toner best? If you don't know the answer to this already, like, do you even watch skincare YouTube? And let's pause for a moment for those who are a little bit behind and need to think, and while we wait, is that like button smashed? Are you subscribed? Only about 50% of the people who watch these videos are, so join the YouTube family if you want to learn about acne, understanding your skincare, and skin positivity from your skincare big sis. But back to toners and essences. Come on, really? British accent, loves anything dewy, super soothing, a toned down version of the harshness that can live on the internet, specifically Twitter, James Welsh. This human is literally, in essence, with a personality. His voice is so soothing and so gentle. His videos are almost like ASMR without trying to be. And although he's gentle with his skin, he loves a dewy glow. He talks openly about things like rosacea and about the products he loves. And just the way a toner is kind of like a watered down or less harsh version of like a serum or a moisturizer that has actives, his content has active ingredients, great nuggets of skincare knowledge, but they're presented in a way that is understandable, fun, and aesthetic instead of being overly harsh or blunt or abrasive like, you know, some other content can be. At least I'm aware of my mistakes, okay? Then it's time for serums, and the serum, there were actually 2 different people that were coming up super close, but there are also 2 types of serums. There's the inexpensive, effective, wonderful serum that you love, and then there is the luxury serum, the oil or something that is just overpriced and unnecessary. And let me tell you, if there were a person in serum form, it would be Hyram, your little skincare shoulder-shaken friend on YouTube and TikTok who gives you such knowledgeable valuable information in a way that is palatable and enjoyable. He is fun, he is to the point, he goes back to basics, helping people find products that are fragrance-free, helping people understand how they should order up steps in a skincare routine, and really breaking it down for the masses, and really, you know, going after St. Ives apricot scrub and making everyone on the internet well aware of why it is a horrible product for your skin. And a serum with a nice mild exfoliant is way better than some Kylie scrub walnut bits, and if there ever were a person in serum form, it would be Hyram. Aloha. And I wasn't going to include this, but I feel like we have to. Eye cream. You know that eye cream is my least favorite step in a skincare routine, and the person who actually represents eye cream is someone that is not going to be named. They do not live on YouTube. You probably cannot guess who they are. At least I don't think they live on YouTube. You cannot guess who they are, and I'm not here to drag someone publicly. But I will say that there is a person that fits the eye cream category. Misinformation, overpriced and overrated, spreads a lot of bad information, but there are very specific cases in which an eye cream is worth it or an eye cream should be used, and there are very specific cases in which this person's content is entertaining or funny. However, the amount of misinformation that this person creates, the amount of contradictions that happens, it's kind of like eye creams where you're just taking a moisturizer, putting it in a tiny tube, making it less effective and jacking up the price. Nobody needs that. The internet needs to call it out. People have called out this person before. And again, I'm going to do that without naming them because we're not here to hate. We are here to appreciate the fact that some people like eye creams and sometimes they can work. And some people like this person's content and sometimes it can work. But overall, you should know the marketing and the lies that exist behind eye creams so that you can choose whether or not you want to spend your money on them. And whether or not you want to spend your time watching this person's content. Overall, it's just a lot of false informations, overblown claims, marketing up the yin-yang, and yeah, our favorite anti-science skincare creator is an eye cream. You didn't hear it from me. Then comes moisturizer. Moisturizer is such a soothing step. It kind of locks things in. It makes you feel like your face is being hugged and cared for. And yes, it can have active ingredients that actually help the skin. Things like acne, hyperpigmentation, scarring, etc., depending on what you put in there. And so a moisturizer has to be someone who is soothing, kind, fun to absorb their content, but also knows what they're talking about. And there is no one better than Nye, otherwise known as the Golden Prescription here on YouTube or as the LA Beautyologist on Instagram and Twitter. Nye's content is so soothing. She actually understands the science behind ingredients, she makes proper recommendations. Some of her content is just like ASMR, like applying face masks to people, and other content is actually gently, but in an effective way, breaking down active ingredients, what products you should look for, what to know about hyperpigmentation, what not to follow off of TikTok skincare trends. And if there ever was a moisturizer in human form, it would be Nye. Again, all of her content just makes me feel like I'm being hugged in information, just the way my epidermis feels like it's being hugged when I apply a good moisturizer. She is the personified form of a moisturizer that is actually worth it, effective and gentle, and yes, even sometimes with a touch of gold or a prescription. And we cannot forget sunscreen. Sunscreen is the most important step in your routine. Other than the cleanser, it's the only real essential one. And if you're not using sunscreen, is any of your other skincare actually going to work? Sunscreen protects your skin from things like cancer. It makes sure that things like scarring and hyperpigmentation don't set in as deeply. And it's really the cornerstone to having a good routine. And come on, like, you know sunscreen. Come on, sunscreen? Again, this is kind of like the toner step. If you don't know who personifies sunscreen, do you even skincare YouTube? Like, has skincare even been on YouTube if you do not know this human? I simp for the sunscreen unapologetically. Dr. Dray is a dermatologist here on YouTube. She is no BS. She is not here to impress anyone. She is no frills, but she is all of the fancy feels. She is always wishing people a happy Monday or a happy Tuesday or a happy Cinco de Mayo, whatever it is. And her advice is spot on. Some people criticize her content for being basic because she speaks just directly to the screen, but it is effective. It is what we need. It is to the point and it is what we love. she doesn't beat around the bush. She explains things effortlessly, and again, just like sunscreen is the keystone to a good routine, the advice she puts on YouTube is the keystone and the deeper dive of all of the other products or ingredients we talk about. She's gonna explain to you how benzoyl peroxide works for acne and how there's a bond within it that actually breaks, which releases oxygen that kills acne bacteria, and Dr. Dray is here to protect us all from misinformation on the internet because she breaks it down with no BS, and yes, she cites her sources. I am a simp for both sunscreen and Dr. Dray, and I am not ashamed of it. And if you didn't know that she was the SPF step in this routine, check yourself. But we are not done yet. There is one piece of a skincare routine that is actually one of my favorite steps in a skincare routine, a face mask. It is self-care, it is luxurious, it is a little bit bougie, it's aesthetic and fancy, but it feels so good on your skin. And when you're done using a face mask, you just feel relaxed, you feel rejuvenated. And the skincare influencer who is a mask in human form is Susan Yara. Her skincare content is so aesthetic. She talks about skincare, but she also talks about makeup. She is a little bit bougie, she's a little bit luxury, and she's not afraid to admit it because it works. Her content has great information, it's entertaining to watch, there are dermatologists and other experts who step in and give advice, and just the way a face mask makes you feel refreshed and rejuvenated, her content is soothing, it's entertaining, but it also gives you information, and it gives your face exactly what you need. Face masks are also something that you should apply 1 to 3 times a week, and although I wish I could apply them every day, I currently don't. And for Susan Yara, fun fact, I watch her so often that I know that her upload schedule is 2 to 3 times a week, so having her as a face mask just makes sense. That also brings up the question, 2 questions actually, who is missing from this routine? There are a couple of other steps, such as, you know, an oil, an exfoliator, even something like a BB cream. I feel like Beauty Within would be a BB cream. They are so aesthetic. But who is missing from this list of skincare influencers on YouTube that should be included? And honestly, oh my god, if I were a step, which one would I be? Would I be an exfoliator? I'm a little bit harsh. I'm a little bit blunt. But I also make your skin glow, don't I? And hopefully the information that I give penetrates deep. I don't know, that's for you to decide, but as long as the like button is smashed for the almighty YouTube algorithm, please appease us, mighty YouTube algorithm, and the subscribe button has been tickled, I, as your skincare big sister, can continue on with my day happy and freshly moisturized. Can I just say, I am a better human when I am caffeinated and moisturized. Overall, remember to be beautiful both inside and out, and I cannot wait to see you in this next video. Love you guys. Bye.